So for my service philosophy, what I put as my service philosophy statement was that what service means to me is creating an experience for our guests that they will remember as a positive and memorable experience. No matter why the guest is staying at the hotel, it is important to go above and beyond to make lasting memories of the hotel in the guest's mind. This can mean asking how their day has been when you see them around the hotel, sending a note or a bouquet of flowers up to their room, or any kind of special touch that isn't expected by the guest. And I put that because to me, customer service is all about going above and beyond for the guest, and just making that experience to them is what really makes a difference, because any hotel can give a clean room and free coffee, but not every hotel can have a staff that actually cares about the guest. For my top 5 principles, what I put, I made it into an acronym so that it was easier to remember. Similar to the SMILE acronym that is more known in customer service, I did the SP3B, and that stands for SMILE, which is the S, the P is personable, and then the 3 B's are be engaging, be patient, and be compassionate. And I could have just knocked off the B, but to me it made more rhyme, more acronym sense for the SP3B. But for SMILE, I have SMILE because smiling is like the first impression I guess is going to get of you. You could have the greatest personality, and then if you're not smiling, the guests might think that you don't care about them, and it could really just lead to some bad first impressions and not really the type of meaningful experience you want. The next was personable, and being personable is not only important in hospitality, but I chose it as a service principle because every time I visited a hotel, whenever somebody was really personable, that made a huge impact on in my brain to come back later, compared to when they haven't really been as personable and they're just trying to check you in and get to your room. That leaves kind of a negative lasting impression. My be engaging, I had that as if you're being engaging with the guest and you're interacting with them in a meaningful way and you're active listening and not just nodding and yeah, like if you're actually being engaging and kind of going over with them of, oh, you're here for a wedding, like that's so and then go on in that. That could actually lead to a golden nugget as well. It's one of those things where if you're actively listening, you can pick up on those meaningful moments to them, and then later that could be useful in your hotel. The next B was a be patient. A lot of guests have a lot going on in their lives, and traveling is not always the most positive experience. So being patient whenever a guest may be irritable with you or yelling or angry about something that's not right in their room, being patient and just calmly walking through that step is really important, because not being patient is just going to escalate the situation and it can lead to a bigger problem rather than a solution. My next B was be compassionate, and I chose being compassionate because it's very important to be understanding of what a guest could be going through. They could be yelling at you about not having free coffee, but they could be there for at the hotel for a funeral or something. So it could be something a lot bigger than what you're seeing in the picture. And I think that they could be there for maybe celebrating an event. They could be there for maybe a funeral. You never know. And so being understanding is gonna make them more comfortable in the situation. Or just being compassionate in general. If they're there for a funeral, maybe offer your condolences, maybe send them a note of uplifting spirit or your extra condolences, and stuff like that is going to make them more comfortable when they might be in a really bad time, and that's the reason they're staying in a hotel. And those are my service principles. So again, it's SP3B, and it's smile, personable, and then be engaging, be patient, and be compassionate.